Hello students, today we are starting the chapter number 3 of geography. The name of our chapter is Our Changing Earth. So students, here we are going to know about the physical structure of our planet Earth. Do you think that Earth is like a statue? What do you think about the physical structure of the Earth? What is come to your mind? The map that you see today were same in the earlier days also? No, it were those the map that we see today, the places that we see today, these are the result of constant change. Okay, they were not same in the earlier stage of the earth. Okay, they keeps on changing, the landform keeps on breaking and joining, and that's how we know our present form of the earth. Okay, so let us read about this in this chapter. Okay, so I'm reading. Our earth consists of a number of landforms like plains, mountains, plateau, hills, ridges, valleys, etc. So we know that the structure of earth differs place to place, right? Some places are plains, we all in some places we find mountains, there are plateaus, there are hills, valleys, etc., right? All these landforms seems to be statics, but in reality they are dynamic. So when we look at mountains or hills or plains, what seems to us? It seems static. It seems that they are like statue, they don't move, right? But it's not the reality. They are dynamic, means they keeps on changing very slowly, sometime very slowly, sometime in a very fast way also. Okay, to support this statement, a famous geologist named J. Tuzo Wilson said that the earth, instead of appearing as an inert statue, is a living, mobile thing. So, J. Tuzo Wilson, who is a famous geologist, he once said that earth seems to us as a statue, right? Inert statue, but in reality it's a living, mobile thing that keeps on moving, that keeps on changing. Okay, so thus earth is not stable, but it is constantly being shaped and reshaped. Okay, so earth keeps on changing its shape, it keeps on shaped and reshaped. Okay, the these landforms are subject to change by climatic process. In fact, these landforms are still in motion, so we don't realize it. These landforms where we are living is actually subject to change, and it keeps on changing. And now also very slowly also these landforms are changing, they are in motion. Okay, so let us now know about lithospheric plates. Okay, so there are lithospheric plates who keeps on moving. So lithosphere, where we are living, the mountain, the the structure where we are standing or where we are living is known as lithosphere. The surface area of earth, the surface area, if it is plateau, mountain, the ocean floor, all this comes under lithosphere. Okay, the surface area is known as lithosphere. Okay, so the lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as the lithospheric plates. So this lithosphere is divided into various plates, and these plates are known as lithospheric plates. A lithospheric plate, so let us know about what is lithospheric plates, right? A lithospheric plate is a massive irregular shaped piece of solid rock, generally composed of both continental and oceanic lithosphere. So a lithospheric is a plate is a very big irregular, which is not regular in shape, a solid rock, a very big part of lithosphere, which may be composed of both continental and oceanic lithosphere. Okay, so a big part of land, you can say a big part of rock, which is a very big plate, is known as lithospheric plate. Okay, it may be it consists of both continental floor and oceanic floor. Okay, so the big part is known as lithospheric plates. Okay, there are 7 major and several minor lithospheric plates in the lithosphere. So we have 7 major plates like 7 continents and several minor small also lithospheric plates in the lithosphere. So 7 major lithospheric plates are the 7 continents. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is lithospheric plates. Okay, now let us move on to Earth's movement. How does Earth move? The lithospheric plates move horizontally. So they move horizontally, not vertically. They move horizontally. They move very slowly. So I told you they keeps on changing, or they move very slowly that we don't even realize. Okay, they are still now also they are changing, they are in motion, they are moving. Okay, they move about a very few millimeter each year. So each year, in every year, they move very few millimeter, very less. The moving molten magma inside the earth is responsible for the movement of the lithospheric plates. So why lithospheric plates moves? There must be some reason, right? So inside our earth, inside the crust, we know that there are various things. There are molten magma. What is molten magma? The liquid rocks, liquid rocks, or you can say the liquid fire, which keeps off hot rocks, which keeps on moving. Okay, that liquid hot rock or liquid fire form of rock that keeps on moving, and that is responsible for the movement of the earth. Okay, the molten magma inside the earth moves in a certain manner. The molten magma and other forces which are inside the earth cause several changes on the earth crust. So the molten magma which keeps on moving, and there are some other forces inside our earth crust or inside our earth that changes the earth crust, the uppermost layer of the lithosphere. Okay, so this change the uppermost layer of the earth, that is crust. So the various forces and the molten magma is responsible for the movement of the earth. Okay, some of these changes occur suddenly, whereas some other gradual. So there are some changes which are occurring gradually, means over the time, and there are also some sudden change. Suddenly something happens like earthquake and all, and the surface of the earth changes its shapes. The lithospheric plates changes its shapes, it moves, it starts moving. Okay, whereas some are gradual. The forces that affect the earth's crust are divided into two categories: endogenic forces and exogenic forces. So the forces which is responsible for the change of shape in the earth crust are two forces. So what are the two forces which are responsible for the movement of the lithospheric plate? Those two forces are endogenic force and exogenic force. You need to keep this in your mind. Okay, so what are endogenic forces? So these are the forces responsible for the earth's movement. Okay, so endogenic forces, so forces that are the sudden forces which actually occurs from inside the earth, they are called as endogenic forces. Sudden forces like earthquakes, volcanoes, landslides, etc. All these things occurs from inside the earth, right? And there are slow forces like building mountain. So building mountain takes several thousands of years, and this keeps on the mountain takes several thousand of years to form, to build, and this is a slow force. Okay, now what are exogenic forces? The external forces, the internal forces are endogenic forces, and the external forces are exogenic forces. Like, let us see the example. Like erosional and dispositional effects, like river, sea, glaciers, wind. So all these are external factors, right? For rivers we find soil erosion and all. Then there are depositional activity, sea waves causes depositional activities, glaciers, then winds. So these are external forces. So forces that works from inside the earth, from the earth's interior, they are known as endogenic forces. And the forces which are the external forces which occurs from the outer forces, like river, sea, glaciers, winds, etc., they are known as exogenic forces. So this much for today. We will move on to the chapter. We will carry on with the chapter in our next videos. So thank you, students.